Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Young Valley Leaders, where we feature the upcoming movers and shakers in our backyards, making a difference for themselves and our community. I'm your host, Louis Holzman, and today I'm here with Natalie Landis.
Hi, Louis.
Hey,
Thank you
Natalie.
for having me.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you for taking the time.
Yes, it's great.
You ever been to WDIY before?
I have not.
First time. It's a treasure and a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to digging in. And just as you haven't been to WDIY before, I don't think, there's probably a bunch of people who haven't heard your story yet. And that's why we brought you here today, because I think you have a really incredible story dating back to your childhood and being able to come up as, I guess, the pastor's daughter, right? And being well known throughout what has been an incredibly growing congregation with Life Church. Your parents founded Life Church and now have 7 different locations across the Lehigh Valley: Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, Center Valley, Macungie, Nazareth, and Redding. But then most recently that has propelled you into, I think, what, the work that's closest and dearest to you now, with the RINO Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit empowering sustainability and significance in marginalized communities worldwide, not just here in the Valley. And so we're going to certainly dig into that. And you've built up a network of volunteers and partners that allow that mission to come to life. So I think a big piece of that is also a strong voice within women's empowerment, and a lot of that circling around faith-based community activism. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Did I get that all pretty good? Yeah. So, we've known each other for a good bunch of years, and I'm aware and familiar with some of what you do, but being able to dig into some of those details and I'm sure shed some light on some things I'm not aware of, and certainly others aren't, about how you're leading here in the Valley and on a worldwide scale. Thanks for taking the time, and, let's dig in. Let's hear your story.
Sure.
So, start from the beginning, if you don't mind. The RINO Foundation is where we're at now. How did we get there?
Yeah, so the RINO Foundation is RINO, and it's Randy, Isaiah, Natalie, Olivia, which is me and my 3 siblings. And so basically it's based off of what our family does, is share love. And we've generated love in between our family members, all unique and different. If you just look at us, 4 siblings, we're all completely different,
Okay.
And we accept one another, and we go and we're able to just share love, unconditional love. And so what the RINO Foundation has set to do is go into marginalized communities, specifically Latin America, my roots in the Dominican Republic, and we've been able to go into communities and say, how can we help you? What is your need? And it's usually places that we're connected with a local church or missionary, and we're able to just say, what can we do to help? And there's been a multitude of things that we've been able to start and do for people.
So dig into that a little bit further. Whether it's, I think, was it the most recent one that you were in DR? Or I know you've gone on and have continued to hold different trips with different volunteers here,
Yeah.
but then making an impact in those communities. So what do you actually do there? Give some examples of some of the projects you've worked on.
So one of the best examples is in Nicaragua.
Okay.
And in Nicaragua, we called it the Pines Project. And it's up in the mountains, beautiful place. There's pine trees all over. But there's a community of people who actually live in a garbage dump. So they go
legitimately?
Like actual garbage dump. Like you
wow.
look beneath your feet and there's trash. There's we found locks and bottles and stuff like that. But there's people that lived on that mountaintop, and then they would go and up into the garbage dump every single day and pick through the trash and see what they could find to salvage so that they can go and turn it in for recycled goods. Because they don't recycle there, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and so each day they're going into places where they're burning trash and going and collecting bottles and whatnot. And the families that we saw are living up there, that's the lowest of the low. That's terrible living situations. It's not okay.
Yeah.
And so when my dad went up and saw that, he said, "No, this isn't okay. How can we help you?" It was Pastor Ricky Lopez there in Nicaragua who said, "Hey, this is how we can help." And we partnered with kids around the world to get that whole entire community. 25 homes were built.
Wow.
We painted all of those homes. We made community garden. We also partnered with local churches here, and they helped with the bathing houses, the latrines. They also helped with fresh water that we now have delivered to the mountains because it's a necessity, right?
Sure.
And then we also put in a playground. We work with kids around the world, and we believe that children are meant to play, right? Your children are meant to be children. And right now, there's children out there who are 11 years old who are raising their kids.
Yeah.
You know? And they deserve to be kids, is what we think. And I'm an eternal kid, so I enjoy doing it. I'm always the one running with them and, playing, soccer or whatever. So
You have a great energy and spirit among you, so I can absolutely see you running through the fields or the mountains or the trash dump, whatever it might have been, playing with those kids. So in a very literal sense, you were building community. I mean, all right. So how did you get the manpower, the resources to do that? Like, is that circle back then to what you're doing here in the Lehigh Valley and the group of people here that you've been able to foster to help support that? Are they coming with you? Is it a combination? Like, what does that look like?
So my whole family, since I was 13, I've been doing mission trips with my local church,
Okay.
with Life Church. And then my family has also been doing that. But then once my parents were starting to transition, it was time for them to see, like, what else they wanted to do.
When you mean transition, you mean step down as being lead pastors?
Yes.
Okay.
We were doing our missions trip in Dominican Republic. And it was just that time where we were doing, like, we've been doing that as a family, right? We've been doing it our whole life. And now it was just time to, like, band together and, like, let's just do it full time because this is the kind of life we want to do. We want to spread love. And so when he passed, it was like, okay, now we're going to focus on RINO and, spreading God's love, unconditional love all over in whatever way we can. And the manpower on our first trip was all of my brother's friends.
Wow.
So my dad gathered 12 of my brother's friends, and we all went and put in a playground. So it was a really cool experience. Some people like Kyle Edwards, he came down, he did a mural down there. Okay. It was at a special needs clinic, so it was a really cool place. They were helping, people with special needs, and it's close to us because my little sister has Down syndrome. And so when we put in the playground in honor of my brother, it was a place that we could, put art, and it was also therapy for people with,
Yeah, so, I mean, we're talking transient between community here and community. It's like one community as a whole, part of RINO, right? Foundation. And to your point of sharing God's love, it's being able to bring the community in that is wanting to help share that or be a part of that. You really raise your hand and have interest. You'll help them figure out how to be involved. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I think it's just what we know our purpose. My family knows our purpose, right? So I think it starts with you. Once you decide you know what your purpose is and what you're meant to do, it's like go on and do that. Start doing it, and then our family can be involved, and then we go branch out a little bit further, and then it's our friends, our distant family, whoever, our community, yeah. And it's like everybody is different and unique and has different talents and skills, and so not everybody's going to go on a missions trip with us, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also being here and saying, like, how can we help here? How can we empower you here to reach the global community?
And so it's less about, like, the organization or the structure of it, if you will, and more so about the community and about, the shared values that people within have, and having people working within the right roles that they're comfortable in to help support the overall mission of that community, whether it's here or there. It's a little bit of a broad question, but what does community mean to you or to your family when you think about it in that way?
Yeah, community to me means that the people that are in your tribe, right? I think when you're authentic to you, then you're going to be around people who are like-minded to you and have the same values on their life.
Yeah.
And and they're there for you, they're there to bring you joy. I was just talking with a friend. I was like, hey, you're in my friend group. I'm supposed to help you fight your demons. They're there to support you when you need.
Sometimes it's hard to get people to open up about that, even if that's the case, particularly when they're fighting demons and you know that.
Right. Yeah, I think it starts with being vulnerable with yourself, and just being like, hey, hello, I need help. Thanks. Because everybody needs help.
Everyone needs help. Mm-hmm. Being vulnerable with yourself and owning that is the hard part, for sure. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned, you've been involved since I think you said 13, doing different mission trips. But, I mean, certainly with the community and with Life Church before that, or is that when Life Church started, when you were 13?
No, Life Church started the year I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm the oldest member of the
That's
church.
Incredible, literally from life. So when you look back over the course of your life, is this where you knew you would be now? Or did the path kind of wind and, was a different journey or a different outlook that you thought you may be, whether it's career-wise or within a community? What would you tell yourself 15 years ago?
Yeah, I think if I were looking back 15 years ago, I would tell myself to be, present. Because, I was living, I loved my family, everything, and I was like the girl and the kid in The Alchemist, right? I have to go and search for everything. Mm-hmm. And when COVID happened, I was living in Australia before, and I got stuck there, right? I was supposed to go back to Australia. The borders closed at 9. I was supposed to land at 10. They said no. And so I was like, where do I go? And the option was to come home. And so when I came home, it's not where I wanted to be when I came back in 2020, right? And so, it wasn't where I wanted to be in the Lehigh Valley, but it's where I needed to be. Because since I came back, I've lost 2 grandmothers and 2 brothers. And I am so eternally grateful that I was with them the time that I was.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for your losses, but that's a really great perspective to have here. What took you to Australia?
Yeah, I went out there to Hillsong College to study ministry. And so that's what got me out there.
Okay.
But what kept me out there was the people that I met. And so I just kept meeting awesome people and was just living my best life. And it was awesome.
I love to hear that for you. I hope you're finding a renewed sense of your best life here in this next chapter here. But I'm sure it's fond memories to look back on. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some upcoming projects or some travels that you may have coming up here in this next segment. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Louis Holzman here with Natalie Landis, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. I'm Louis Holzman here with Natalie Landis. Young Valley leaders, we are talking about community. We are talking about mission-driven trips. We are talking about literally building communities that are based in garbage piles that had no housing and no fresh water, but now they do. A large part of that to Life Church and Natalie Landis and her family. So I think we want to talk a little bit more about what came forward in that project as it came to fruition, but I'd also love to learn a little bit more about any types of upcoming projects or travels that you're excited about moving forward here.
Yeah. So what you were saying, too, about community, there's just been people from my community that I've met, we've been friends with, continued friendships. And you're saying, what do people want to do? We make that come to fruition. Well, for example, Elizabeth Strong, one of our friends, she had told my dad on our friend's porch one night, just saying, I just have on my heart, I really want to do a fashion show in overseas. And she loves Dominican Republic, and so she was thinking there, but we were doing the project in Nicaragua. So my dad was like, what about Nicaragua with, people in a garbage dump? And so she said that to me, and I was like, you cannot throw a woman in a dress and tell her she's beautiful. Okay. I was like, at the time, I wouldn't believe it, you know?
To your dad,
I told that to her.
Okay.
I told that to everybody.
Yeah,
and that's true. Like, you can't just like throw a dress on and believe that you're beautiful. You have to actually believe it.
Sure.
Right? And so for me, I was like, okay, well, I was in Australia. I went and did a project called the Shine Project that they do over there.
Okay.
And it's for women's empowerment. And it's basically to help a woman shine. And so I leaned off that program from there, what I learned. And I just started writing in my journal. And I was like, what do I not believe right now? You know, what's true for me? Because I think, like, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? And so if I'm really speaking from, like, what I identify with what I don't identify with, like, I don't think I'm valuable, I don't think I'm enough, or whatever those lies were, like, those are the truth. But that's not what, you know, that's not the actual truth. You know, that's not what God says.
I'm feeling real passion from you. Keep laying it down.
Yeah. But no, so as we were doing that, I was like, let's go over there. Let's go and do a fashion show. So we started with this thing called Worthy, now the 3-day women's empowerment event. And we decided to bring women together for 3 days to focus on the 3 topics. You are valuable, you are resilient, and you have purpose. And we just break it down into these 3 days by sharing our stories with them, so it's relatable. And we, at the end of the 3 days, do a fashion show. And what's amazing is that there's women that come in from all over. The last one we did was in Honduras. The women were coming in with their heads down and not looking us in the eye. And by the end, they're looking up and swinging their skirts, you know, and not one of them looked in the mirror. That came from the confidence and how they felt in their spirit, you know? And that's what we're meant to bring. You know, we're meant to be, that's what our RINO is trying to do, is to be the light in the darkness. To just say, hey, look up. You know, there's a sun coming, the horizon's up there. It's all going to be okay, you know? And that's what we're trying to do with building homes, because we also think that you should be a safe place. Your home is, you know, your body's your safe place. And also you need a physically, like, a safe place to live.
Sure.
So in Honduras too, my dad and our board member Josh are going into the mountains of Honduras, into Montana de la Flor. And it's like literally you go through rivers, up hills and everything. And we're building homes up there because people are living in mud huts, you know, and it's just not safe. So, and we've done Worthy up there for, there was like 600 people that came. So we're just spreading love all over.
How much programming do you do every year? Like, is it planned out on a yearly basis? Is it kind of things that come up and you just do them as they come up and you put the ideas into motion and they become actions and real? Or, like, what is it? Do you do stuff programming here within Lehigh Valley as well, like outside of the congregations?
Yeah, I think that as my family and I have been, like, walking through grief, we just take it for however we can do it, you know, what we're kind of feeling. I try not to do more than 4 trips a year, like for, you know, doing mission trips, because it's just too draining.
I mean, it's a lot. It's 1 a quarter, right?
Yeah.
Pretty significant even at that.
Yeah, and we don't go to Dominican Republic after April. It's just, like, way too hot. But May, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It's true.
Yeah.
You guys went there last year, right? Dominican Republic? Am I correct about that?
The year before, 2024.
I remember talking with you, and there was, you can obviously tell the details better than I can, but there was a woman that I met when I stopped over at your house that went with you that wasn't sure if she was going to be able to go. But then after you guys came back, I remember also seeing her again and almost like a renewed energy that she had with the impact that she was able to make with the other women that she met there. And what I took was, like, just as impactful that it was for the women there in DR, it seemed like it was equally, if not more, impactful for her. And I don't know if she realized, like, that was going to be the experience, like, in going there, that was, like, going there to help other people and then realizing how much it helped you yourself type of thing. So that's pretty special. Do you have anything coming up you want to talk about?
Yes. So you were talking about Dee Dee, her. Yeah. So we do have a trip coming up to Dominican Republic, and when she went on that trip, her mother had just passed as well, and so when she went out there and was helping women go out to the beach, and for the first time ever, and also just speaking life into them, it was just like she's like, I got renewed by giving out love, so she got it in return. So her and I and Elizabeth and my mom all went there in 2024, and we're going back. And what's really significant about going back to DR is because my grandparents are from there, and my mom actually grew up. She grew up in New York, but was going to vacation there in the summer with like her family. So her grandparents lived there.
Wow.
So we're going back to the same place and ministering to the same people. It's like a full circle moment, right? It's what we're meant to do as community. We do small community with ourselves and then big community back to our roots, right? So we're going there April 19th to the 23rd. Us women. I have a team of 7, yes. Yes. And then my Dad and Josh are going out to Honduras.
Okay.
Around the same time, too.
So you guys are busy. You're prepping for, what does prep look like for an initiative like that?
It's a lot of details with people overseas. It's, coordinating everything and also the language barrier, too. So, just a lot of logistics that go into it. And also preparing your heart, because when you're there, it's not like the time to be like, oh, let me look this up and what are the facts I want to say? No, you have to know what you're about to say.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Or just be willing to.
And is there a congregation that you go to specifically, or is it just going into the community that the location that you're at, and then kind of whoever is willing or wanting to take part, you're open arms for them?
Like locally for the church here, is that what you're saying?
No, in DR, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess kind of both, I guess. But I was more so thinking about within DR, Honduras, are you going specifically to another, congregation or pastor that you've integrated with, or is it kind of you're going there and know the general region, but then you're doing just outreach to the public at large?
Yeah, so we're actually we partner with Kids Around the World. I went and...
That's an organization, Kids Around the World?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they install playgrounds all over the world.
Oh, wow.
And I've been partnering with them. RINO has been partnering with them for years. And so RINO put in a playground in the Nagua area, which is in Dominican Republic. And I put in a playground with them the year after my brother had passed, my first brother. And so I asked those pastors in that community who work with Kids Around the World if we could go and do it there, our worthy event there.
Okay.
So we'll be coming back now.
Wow.
To the same community. So, yeah.
Full circle moment indeed. So, I mean, you're leading in so many different aspects on a global scale, but then locally here organizing these events and the different people in your congregation, friends, families. What does it mean to be a leader here on a global scale or locally here in the Valley as you facilitate this and people look to you to help kind of guide not just the trips in and of itself, but the interpersonal journey that they're going through?
Yeah, I think that you need to lead yourself first, right? You have to be what you wish to see of yourself, right? You have to be the change you wish to see in the world. If you're mad that people aren't behaving a certain way or helping you, then it's be that help to somebody else. I think it's just mobilizing the people around you and encouraging them and being nice and saying, hey, let's go together. Let's spark each other. May the fire within me ignite the fire within you, you know? Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier in the previous segment about the community that you surround yourself with typically have like values and shared mindset. So when you think about what that is for you and your community, what are some of those core values that you live by and that you've seen, kind of attribute some of your success to?
Yeah, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and faithfulness, and self-control.
Self-control.
Yes.
It's important.
With self-control, self-discipline comes freedom.
That is true. It's very, very true. I love that. I try to live by pretty much all of those in my day-to-day. I think most people would say they try to as well. I think trying to and saying is one thing. To your point, doing and acting as that is what actually makes that individual be that person, right?
Yeah, it starts with you. It's like, what are you saying to yourself in the mirror? You know? You have to be kind
So
to yourself.
in order to continue to live in those values out, is there anything that you do day to day, week to week that either helps keep balance or, composure in your life to, push those healthy habits and values forward?
Yes. For me, I have to wake up slow, at least 30 minutes in the morning with my dog cuddling.
Cool. Shout out Tink.
Shout out to my dog. No, I'm kidding. I also need my time with like a breakfast in the morning. I have to take care of myself. I need to do my devotional, prayer, meditate for a minute. And then, like, once I'm fully charged and ready to go, then I can experience people.
Sure.
Because, like, it's also like this 50-50 love, right? 50% love for me, and then I have to give out 50 for the day. But, like, people are draining, too. So, like, I need to build myself up.
Especially if it's not a tight inner circle or someone that you share core values with. Working through those communication challenges or times just can be difficult. It can be draining. Mm-hmm. So changing it up a little bit, what do you do for fun, particularly here in the Lehigh Valley? Any best-kept secrets, hidden gems, must-dos, or must-sees?
If it's a secret, then...
I didn't say it's a secret.
A best-kept secret.
Hey, well, I mean, you don't have to...
I know. Well, they already told people about Mary Ann's. My Saturdays, I love to go to the farmer's market.
Mary Ann's? That was your secret?
Yeah, because now they're always out. There's the cronuts. Oh, they're so good.
Mary Ann's has been a staple for a long time. Shout out to Mary Ann Donut Kitchen in West End, Allentown. It's quality.
Yes, and quality. I also go right around the corner from there. I go to the dance studio, the dietitian ballroom, and I do ballroom dancing there.
Cool.
I also do Zumba at Inkwell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How are those? I've seen videos about those. I've not attended.
It is so much fun. My friend Geta, she's like full of life. She's a belly dancer. It's like, oh my gosh, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, what else?
I don't know.
I also go golfing,
I'm a golfer.
Well.
It's spring season. We're out here. It's a beautiful spring day. It's a great golf day.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like the driving range. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, I'd like to play tennis as well.
Pretty active lifestyle then.
Yes. And I walk every day. There's so many nice gardens and parks around here.
There really are. Mm-hmm. And particularly with the dog, you kind of have to get out and walk a little bit.
Crazy. Yeah.
So before we wrap up here, as we are getting to time, how can people find you, follow you, or get in touch?
Yeah. So it's RINOFoundation.org. RINO Foundation.org. And we're also on Instagram, Facebook. If you really want to keep up with everything, you would follow my father, Randy Landis.
Okay.
He's really the one to follow.
Okay.
He'll tell you all the details and stories. But yeah.
Got it. We'll have to catch up with Randall at another time here. But before we do let you jump, and we do really appreciate your time today, is there any final thoughts, comments, words of strength, encouragement for our upcoming leaders that might be listening in?
Yeah. I think just like I'm here in the moment, thanking you, Louis, for giving me this opportunity. I think that people should appreciate the people that are in front of them and be present. And the person who's in front of you is the most important person at the moment.
Period.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Frankly, one that I need to take a page out of sometimes because I find myself rushing around too much. So thank you. Thank you for being in front of me and taking the time and the energy and the space to put this together with us. That's episode 28 of Young Valley Leaders in the Books here. Pretty exciting. We're 2.5 years into this show, and it's been incredible learning your story, but also 27 others that have been on here that are doing their own leadership capacities here in the Lehigh Valley, and how different each one has been, but also a lot of similar resonant themes when you talk about people who are leading and taking action for themselves to make the life that they want to and deserve to live. So thank you for being you. I treasure you as a friend. I appreciate you being here today. And you can find the show airing monthly on WDIY 88.1 on the second Monday of each month at 6:30 p.m. and then forever streaming with all the other episodes on the website, Spotify, Apple Podcast, NPR, and WDIY's YouTube and social media channels. And if you're unfamiliar, the website is WDIY.org. And so, again, a big shout out here to a couple people that we have in the room that are never on screen, but maybe one day will. Matt got the cameras here making us look good. As always, thank you and appreciate you, buddy. And James with the audio, making us sound good, come to life. Seamus, Margaret, Neil, all the good folks here at WDIY for giving us the time, the energy, and space to bring our stories to life and let the community speak up. And that's what public radio is really all about, and why it's so important to keep this running and to be funded. So thank you, everybody here, for listening in. Again, I'm Lewis Holzman, your host of Young Valley Leaders on WDIY 88.1 Lehigh Valley Public Radio. Natalie, thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next month.